Hello everyone, how's it going? Billy Ballgame here, back with another video. On this channel, I'm just a dude who loves to talk about baseball cards. And please forgive me, it's been like 11 days since my last video. But again, everything's just been chaotic, ramping up toward the end of the school year. But we're finished with students. So we have one work day left on Monday. And then we'll be on summer break. So hopefully I'll be able to get caught up on watching content and get caught up on making my own. And today is May 17th as I'm filming this video. So as you all know, we had some issues pop up at the house, and I decided that I was going to go ahead and start selling my graded cards. And I set up a couple weeks ago at a show in Columbia. And my buddy Joe, Redneck Collector, filmed my cases. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me in these last few weeks asking about specific cards. And I didn't keep track of what I sold or anything like that at the show. So a lot of these cards, I wasn't sure if I still had them or what. So this video, I'm going to film the cards that I have left, and I'm going to try to do it quick because, again, I sold a lot, but I still have quite a few. So I can show these guys that are asking me about specific cards, I can show them what I have left and give them an idea. So believe me, I am not doing this video, again, as I already said, so you can all buy my cards. That is not my intention. I just figured this would save me time filming a video and showing what I have left, as opposed to putting a list together, emailing that, and then sending pictures and then going back and forth. So if you want to see what I have left in my collection, feel free to stick around and watch the rest of the video. If you think that I'm just trying to peddle my cards on YouTube, then feel free to go ahead and click off of this video, because I promise you that is not my intention. And I wasn't even going to film an update video after the last one, but I'm not going to make this my entire channel about me selling my collection. Like, it's just a matter of circumstances to where the last 3 videos have been related to this. So I apologize. But again, as always, I'm getting long-winded. So I have these busted up into several different stacks to kind of give people an idea of, again, a better idea of what I have left. And I'm not just going to go randomly pulling cards and showing, okay, I have this one, I have this one. So I have it broken up in a few stacks. I have more of the ultra modern stuff. I have 80s and 90s, air quotes, junk wax era, kind of, I guess maybe 99 going back to 1980 in a stack. Of course, I have all my vintage stuff. I have a separate stack of Ozzies. I have a separate stack of King Griffey Jr. because, again, I've had people ask me specifically about those players and what cards I have left. And then I have a specific stack of Nolan Ryan, what I have left. And then I have a stack of non-baseball. So it's kind of, I'm going to start out with kind of the, I guess maybe the worst cards, and then work my way to the better. So I'll let you know what stack I'm about to go through, and if you're just not interested in any of those, then feel free to click forward until I start on the next stack. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and start with my non-baseball. And again, these are sorted by year. And this stack just so happens to be newer, working back to older. So here's the VIP National Caitlin Clark card. And this is really going to be a mess because I've got cards stacked everywhere. Here's a Penny Hardaway Topps Generations card. Here's a couple of Shaquille O'Neal rookies. There's his Topps. And again, when I get to the specific cards that people have asked about, I'll show them in more detail. But if one of these just random cards that I show, strike your interest, pique your interest, let me know. But again, I've had like 4 or 5 people reach out to me asking about specific cards, so I figured I would just show everybody what I had left. 90 Fleer, Larry Bird. 90 Fleer, Magic Johnson. 89 Hoops, Michael Jordan. The 89 Hoops, David Robinson's. There's 1. And there is 2. This was a really hard card to pull back in the day. I don't know if it was short printed or what, but I never pulled that. So there is my basketball that I have left. Here is some football. And I did sell some football at the show, which was kind of surprising to me because my football collection is not very good. Here's a Marshall Faulk rookie. This is my only CGC slab or CSG. Pro Set Barry Sanders. This is his 2nd year. Here is his rookie. Troy Aikman rookie. Really, 89 score is probably the best set from the junk wax era of football. Here's a Bo Jackson rookie. And I'm going to try to show these to where you can see the grade and everything and the centering and all that stuff. Jerry Rice rookie. And again, all these prices are negotiable. Mike Singletary rookie. Here's a random Terry Bradshaw that I bought off of eBay just because I liked the card. I don't know, a few years ago. Here's a 80 Topps Ken Stabler. I had a Phil Simms rookie that I sold. I sold an Emmitt Smith rookie. I have a few hockey cards left. Here's Marcel Dion 79 Topps. Just a cool card. I bought this a while ago, super cheap. Here's an 84 OPC Ray Bourque, not his rookie card, just a random card that I bought cheap because I liked it. And then here's a Sergei Fedorov, Young Guns, so rookie, 1st year of Upper Deck Hockey. I have sold both of my Brett Hull rookies. One I sold at the show, his Topps rookie, and then I sold his OPC rookie to Tim K, a subscriber to a lot of our channels, and I need to get that mailed out to him. I apologize, Tim, that I haven't sent it out already. Just, again, been busy wrapping up the school year. All right, here's more modern stuff. This is going to start newer and work its way back. Again, if you're not interested at all in any of these stacks, just fast forward a minute or two, and then maybe we'll come to one you're more interested in. Here's a 2020 Topps Dustin May. That was just an impulse pickup a few years ago off of eBay. Gavin Lux. This is a lot of these are back when I first, or very close after I got into baseball, switched back to baseball from hockey, but I hadn't fully gone vintage yet, and I was more prospecting back then. Here's the one I pulled out of a pack or a hanger box and got graded. That's his short print, but it's not really very short printed when you compare it to the 2018s. Here's a Kyle Tucker pink refractor. He's having last I checked, he's having a really good year with the Cubs. This was a huge card before the motorcycle incident and his PED incident. Here's a Heritage Acuna rookie. Another Acuna rookie. This was a 2019 purchase of Brian Anderson. Like, why would anybody buy that? But he actually had a pretty good year in 2018 and 2019. He's just fallen off into nothing. But again, I was prospecting back then. Here's Jack Flaherty. I bought this one during the playoffs in 2019 when he was tearing it up. Ozzie Albies, Topps Chrome rookie. Rafael Devers, Topps Chrome rookie. Cody Bellinger, I bought this again in like 2019 when he was just crushing it. This card's definitely dipped in value for sure the last few years. All right, so we're getting there on the ultra modern stuff. Michael Conforto, again, this was like a 2019 purchase. That's, again, why I don't prospect. Jose Ramirez, this one I bought ungraded at the dugout, probably 2020, 2019, somewhere around there, and got it graded. This was my first 10, if I'm not mistaken, with SGC. And this is still a good card. Another not good card. What happened to this dude? Where did he go? Anthony Rendon. That's his debut. Here's a Goldschmidt rookie. Again, early 2019 purchase. Freddie Freeman. Great card there. Mike Trout rookie. It's amazing how far his rookie cards have fallen. And that is a rookie. It's his Bowman's Best 2011. That was like I think a $300 card when I bought it. Max Scherzer rookie. Future Hall of Famer. Kershaw rookie. Another Kershaw rookie. It's his Topps update. Justin Verlander rookie. And here is an Ichiro rookie. Still decent value in an 8 because these are really tough to keep clean with the green borders. You find a lot of these with chipped up borders and stuff. So pretty nice card there for the Ichiro. And then I have, what did I do with that stack? So that's all the ultra modern stuff. Let me see. Maybe I put it with the Aussies. Yes, I did. So here's my stack of Aussies, and I'm going to try to go quick on these. My stack of Aussies that I have left: 84 Fleer, 86 Topps. That's a really nice card in a 9. 80 Topps. This is in an 8. 92 Topps in a 10, just because it was really cheap in a 10. Another really nice card there. I got a Griffey mixed in with my Aussies somehow. Here's a 84 Donruss Ozzie. I sold a lot of Aussies at the show. And then here, what I have left of Molina and Pujols. Here's his Topps Heritage rookie for Molina. Here's the Topps Pujols rookie. Great card. And then I sold the Cognac, but here's the Diamond. I still have that one. Somebody was asking me about that one here recently, about this one. So here it is. I can't remember if I sent pictures or not. I love these. These are some of the greatest parallel sets, in my opinion. They're great cards. Let's see. So here's some Nolan Ryan. Somebody was asking me about Nolan Ryan recently, and I'm pretty sure that I did send pictures out on these. Here's 86 Donruss in a 10. Great card. 84 Fleer in a 9.5. Love Nolan Ryan. 79 Topps with Walter Johnson, career strikeout leaders and season strikeout leaders. Great card there. Here's his 79 Topps regular card. Here is his 82 Topps in a 9. This one's gorgeous, well centered. Very nice card. 87 Fleer. A lot of these are out of my last SGC submission. 87 Topps. '89 Topps traded. And 89 Bowman. So those are all the Nolan Ryans that I have left. Let me go ahead and show my King Griffey Jr. stuff, because I was asked specifically if I had any of his rookies left in SGC. And I do have a few of them. But here is his Donruss Best. It's in a PSA 9. Score Young Superstars. Again in a 9. Some of these cards, when I start buying stuff back that are relatively cheap, I might buy 10s in. Like this is less than $100 in a 10, his 89 Score. So his Score, his Fleer, his Topps traded, I might start buying some of those in 10s. Here's one of his classics. This is orange. Update 1. This is in a 9. These are all 89 rookie year cards. Mother's Cookies in a 9. So here's an SGC rookie, Josh. Not everyday card collector Josh, but another Josh subscriber asked me about SGC graded rookie cards. So here's his Donruss in an 8.5. Here's his Fleer. Again, not SGC, but I'm going to show them all. That's in a 9. Here's his his Donruss. Oh, that first one I said was Donruss Best. That was his Donruss Rookies. This is Donruss Rookies, not Donruss Best. This is Baseball's Best. This is technically a rookie card in a SGC slab. Here's a Score. Sorry, I got that mixed up too. This is his Young Superstar. The other one was Superstars, I think. I'm trying to go through these too fast. Score Masters. Score Master, Young Superstar. Sorry about that. So SGC 9.5. Here's his 89 Topps traded in a 9. 89 Bowman. And I know that some of these are in older slabs. Some of these I've had for quite a while. 90 Donruss. Now this one is in the wrong flip. So PSA, if someone were to buy this and send it in to PSA, they should fix it for free, I would think. 90 Score. 90 Topps. The infamous Bloody Scar that people are trying to sell on eBay for like 400 bucks in a 9. Here's his Donruss Elite. This is a 92 Donruss Elite. SGC put the wrong flip on it once again. From what I understand, they do that quite a bit with these cards. So if you sent this in to SGC, they would correct it for free. And this one I picked up here recently. I had quite a bit of interest on this card at the show, but no takers. So, and this is above comps at 300, but I figure, again, that would leave room for negotiation. But maybe I was too high on it. And then 90 Score, 91 Score Rifleman. I love these cards. That's in a 9. 91 Stadium Club. Awesome card. Those were huge back in the day. And I will have whatever I don't sell between now and then. I will have these cards with me in Boonville on June 29th or June 21st at the show out here in Boonville, which I'll show you a flyer again for it here pretty soon. I meant to do it before I got started. 91 Score Dream Team. I love these cards also in a 9.5. 92 Fleer Provisions in a 9. 93 Score Dream Team in a 10. This was a fairly recent pickup. 93 Select. 93 Topps Gold in a 9.5. And a 94 Topps Black Gold in a 9. And I love those cards also. The 93 Topps Golds and these. All right, a few more King Griffey Jr. cards, and then we'll get to the stuff from the 80s, and then we'll get to the vintage, which is mostly what I've been asked about. Here's a 94 Bowman's Best King Griffey Jr. This is a really nice card. 95 Topps Stadium Club Power Zone. And I know this is in an 8, but if you look at the pop reports, there aren't a lot of these graded, and it's really hard to get 9s and 10s in these cards. So an 8 on this is actually a pretty good grade. 95 Collector's Choice King Griffey Jr. That one's in a 10. One that I don't have often in a 10, or just I don't have very many 10s, period. 96 Fleer Ultra Rawhide. Here's another really cool card here. This is a 97 Metal Universe Magnetic Field in a 9, which again is a tough grade on these cards. Not a whole lot of them have been graded, and this is just, they're just gorgeous. Like the mid to late 90s insert cards were amazing. And then here's a set of twins. Here's a 99 Topps Power Brokers King Griffey Jr. in an 8. And then here is his refractor in a 9. And again, just an amazing card. Not a whole lot of these on the pop reports. Just great cards. All right, so that's it for the King Griffey Juniors. We'll go to the air quotes junk wax era, even though this really isn't the junk wax era. So we'll start with 80 and work our way newer. Here's Rickey Henderson rookie. This one is really sharp. This is one I picked up recently. The centering on it is really, really nice. And it doesn't have any print dots. So that's a tough combination to put together on this card. Centered with no print dots. So great card there. 81 Tim Raines rookie. Another nice card, well centered. 81 Fleer Harold Baines. Shout out to Jason, everyday card collector. '82 Topps Lee Smith. Another really nice card. I thought it was going to grade higher than an 8.5. 83 Donruss, or 83 Fleer Wade Boggs in a 9.5. Again, a really sharp card. 83 Donruss Wade Boggs. I sold a lot of 83 Topps at the show. 83 Donruss Wade Boggs in a 9.5. For you Cardinals fans, here's a Willie McGee rookie, 83 Topps in a 9. Really sharp card. 83 Topps Wade Boggs in an 8. 84 Fleer Darryl Strawberry in a 9. Sharp card there. 84 Topps Rickey Henderson. 84 Topps Don Mattingly. Shout out to Keith, Lonely Basement card collector. 85 Donruss Kirby Puckett. 85 Fleer Roger Clemens. Disappointing grade on this one, to say the least. 85 Fleer Kirby Puckett. 85 Fleer, Eric Davis. A lot of nostalgia tied to these cards for me. 86 Donruss, Fred McGriff. 86 Donruss, Jose Canseco. This is a card I'll eventually buy in a 10. Great card. 86 Topps, Barry Bonds. 86 Topps traded, Barry Bonds. 87 Donruss, Barry Bonds. Another 86 Topps traded Bonds. This is in an 8.5. Donruss the rookies, Greg Maddux. Cal Ripken Jr. or Billy Ripken, the infamous F face in a 9.5. This is an awesome card. Lots of interest on this one at the show. Just no takers. Same way with this one, the Randy Johnson Marlboro card. You can see the Marlboro ad in the back. This was pack pulled when I was a kid. 8.5. It's off-centered, and there's a print dot right here below his expos. That's why I got an 8.5. But a great card. 89 Score, Craig Biggio. 90 Fleer, Frank Thomas in a 10. Fleer update. It's a great card there. 1990 Score, traded Frank Thomas. Love that card too. 90 Leaf, Larry Walker. 91 Upper Deck, Final, Pedro Martinez. 91 Score, Bo Jackson, Bo Breaker. This, I sold every Bo Jackson card I had at the show except for this one. Love that card. 91 Stadium Club, Jeff Bagwell. This was a huge card back in when Stadium Club came out. 92 Donruss, Piazza. An 8 was definitely a disappointing grade on this card for sure. 93 Topps, Derek Jeter. 93 Bowman, Derek Jeter in a 9.5. Great grade on that one. Uh, 94 Upper Deck, Michael Jordan. One of the recent pickups that I made. Shout out to Brian, because now I have cards in the case again. Was an upgrade to this one. I bought this in a 9 before I decided I was going to sell my graded stuff. And then here's a 99 Topps traded CC Sabathia in a 9.5. Great card there. So that's kind of my air quotes junk wax era stuff that I have left from 80 to 99. And I hope this answers all you guys' questions that have emailed me and texted me asking about specific cards. If I can get this over here without dumping them, I'll go through the vintage stuff, and I'll start newer and work my way back to the older stuff. Delicate work here. All right, and this one is the last stack, so I'll get through this as quick as I can. Maybe this video won't be, I'm guessing I'll probably be at about 40 minutes or so, maybe 45 minutes, so bear with me, please. So last stack is vintage. Before I get there, man, I've got stuff everywhere. I need to clean my card room. I talked about this in my last video. SummerSlam Sports Card Show, June 21st, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Knights of Columbus building here in Boonville, Missouri. 1515 Radio Hill Drive. Again, last time I talked to my buddy Justin, he's putting the show on. He was up to 50 plus tables. He's trying to get to 60. So I'm hoping it'll be a pretty good show. Myself, Chris from Missouri, I think my buddy Coop, I think Joe Redneck Collector. I'm hoping my buddy Justin, Go Crazy Card Collecting, can come in town. So if you're within a decent drive, feel free to come join us. Mike Jayhawker Cards is going to be there. I can't remember who all else is coming in, but if you're able to, please join us for that show. It'll be a good time, I promise you. All right, so let me get started on this last pile here. So I'm going to start with 79 tops. Here's the Mike Schmidt in a 7.5. Here's George Brett in an 8.5. Great card there. Here's a 78 tops Yastrzemski in a PSA 9. This one's super sharp. 78 tops Carlton Fisk, the original Pudge, in an old label SGC 7, and again, a really sharp card. 77 tops Andre Dawson in a 7. 75 tops Yastrzemski in a 7. Love that card. 72 tops Yastrzemski in an 8. Another awesome card. Here's a 70 tops in a 6. And I sold a lot of vintage cards. I sold a lot of cards from the 60s, but I still have quite a few left. Here's the 65 tops Red Shade in a 7. I actually bought this from my buddy Tom, and I think I forgot to include it in the stack that I sold back to him. So I need to talk to him to see if he wants this one back. But this one may be for sale. Here's my Catfish rookie that I bought at the National last year in a 7. Really sharp card. 63 tops Pride of the NL, Stan Musial, Willie Mays. Love this card as well. Here is my Lou Brock rookie. I've been asked about this also. And I forgot to show the King Griffey Jr. SGC rookies better. I forgot to show the backs. So here's the Lou Brock. Great card. As with so many of these, it has kind of a print issue up here. A lot of them do. But this one is super sharp, very well centered, amazing corners. Really sharp for a 6, in my opinion. Here is the 62 Yastrzemski. I've shown this card many, many times on my channel. Bought this at the first card show I went to in Columbia when we moved back to Missouri. And sent it in to get graded, and it came back a 7. And I was super stoked about that. But what a great card. Just an awesome card. Extremely well centered. Really nice corners. Really sharp. You can see a touch on that corner. Probably a touch on this corner up here. Really clean card. Really nice. 60 tops Jim Cott. This has a defect. It has a divot right here. But otherwise, a really nice card. I think it's got a tiny crease in it too. You have to really look at it hard and get the light to hit it right. But I think there's a tiny surface wrinkle on the edge going into that red, if I remember right. 60 Jim Bunning. Cincy Clouders with Robinson in the middle, Frank Robinson. Richie Ashburn. And I really try not to buy ugly cards. So a lot of these cards, again, in my opinion, because I bought them, have really nice eye appeal. Here's a McCovey All-Star. Look at the centering on that. Awesome. Master and Mentor, Rigney and Mays. This one's off-centered a little bit left to right, but it's overall a really sharp card. Warren Spahn. Rocky Colavito. Harmon Killebrew. Early Win. One of the first ones that I bought when I started working on the set. Joe Adcock. Here's one of the cornerstones of the collection right here, the Bob Gibson in a 7.5. Blazer, gorgeous card. Yastrzemski rookie. Still has the eBay authentication on the back of it. But a great card. This one's got a really clean surface. You know, these are infamous for surface issues with overprinting and roller marks and all that stuff. This one has some roller marks, but it's really subtle. Really nice card. Don Drysdale. Senators coaches. Whitey Herzog. Power Plus with Rocky Colavito and Tito Francona. That's a nice looking card too. I'm a big fan of it. George, aka Sparky Anderson. Kansas City A's coaches. Somebody was asking me about the Ernie Banks. Here's that in a 5.5. Super sharp card. Love it. Somebody was asking me about the Eddie Matthews. That one's really sharp. And these cards are almost impossible to find dead centered. So I try to find the best centered copies that I can. Because you could be looking forever to find centered, perfectly centered examples of pretty much any of these. Al Lopez, Hall of Fame manager. Cardinals coaches. Here is the 56 Topps Willie Mays. And I have some room on that. But I got a couple offers at the show, but they were just way too low. There's a little bit of a stain or something right up here on this top border, but other than that, it's still a really sharp card, and it's a 4, so it is not a 9. This is in the white back. Had somebody ask about that. I think he wanted a gray back. Really sharp. Here's the Ken Boyer rookie. Had a lot of interest in this at the show. Because again, this is a really clean example, a really well-centered example, and these are hard to find. I'm guessing this is in a white back too, but I don't know specifically with this. Well, never mind. That's 56 versus 55. I'll shut up. I don't know what I'm talking about. And then here's the 55 Bowman Hank Aaron. This was a fairly recent pickup, really sharp. It's got one of those amazing eye appeal stickers on it. So that means it's worth double, right? Just kidding. It's above average. And I could tell that from the listing on eBay because I have eyes. And then I got it in and didn't even realize it in the listing that it had that sticker on it. But that one's really sharp. Great card there. All right, last two. So I have the 51 Topps Connie Max All-Stars, all-time All-Stars, Tris Speaker. And these are authentic because they were removed from the perforation. I love these. I didn't even know what they were when I first saw them and had to do some research on the interwebs. Eventually, I would like to do this whole set. But Honus Wagner, Babe Ruth, those are pretty pricey. Lou Gehrig, especially if they have grades and they're not authentic. And then here's Christy Mathewson. Love these cards. Woo! All right, so that's everything. So again, if you've reached out to me to ask me about specific cards, I appreciate it. Hopefully this video answers your questions. If you'd like more pictures or anything like that, please reach out, let me know. And I apologize if I've been a little bit slow to react on some of these emails and some of these messages and stuff. It's just I've gotten a lot of them. So last weekend, I think I spent about 2 or 3 hours taking pictures of cards and texting them to people because I had a lot of people ask about different cards, especially after seeing Joe's video where he showed my case at the show because I just didn't have time to shoot any video. So more than likely this will be my last video about me selling my graded cards. Again, I don't plan on making that what my channel is about. And I haven't bought any cards. I didn't buy any cards at the Columbia show. Tom and Chris went to a show in Kansas City yesterday that I couldn't go to because I had to work. And then I think it's going on today and tomorrow, but I don't think I'll go this weekend. So I haven't bought anything. I've been looking at eBay pretty much every night, but there just hasn't really been anything that jumped out at me that, you know, I needed to bring home with me. So if I'm extremely busy at the show here in Boonville, I may not buy anything there either. So we'll just see how it goes, and I'll just keep saving my money back. I'm thinking about buying a PlayStation 5 though. So we'll see if I end up picking one of those up or not, but either way. So there it is. That's all the graded cards I have left, unless it was a gift or a card I bought recently from a buddy or something like that. So again, if you have any questions, please reach out. Again, this is not my intention to have everyone in the YouTube card community to reach out to me to buy my cards. That's not the intention behind this at all. This is to answer questions for people who asked me about specific cards, and I just figured I would show everything else that I have, and then hopefully that will answer a lot of questions on what I have left. And then if people are interested in a specific card, they can just reach out to me. Maybe I can send them a few more pictures and then we can move on from there. So if you're still with me, this one's been a long one. I appreciate your support as always. I just hit 1,640 subscribers, which is amazing. Like I never imagined I would ever even be monetized or go above 1,000 subscribers when I first started this thing. Like I wanted to get involved in the community, and kind of the long-term pipe dream was maybe at some point I can get monetized, but it was always about the cards and the community. And I love the community. I love the cards. I'm so happy to be involved in YouTube. I appreciate everybody's support that's reached out and offered, you know, let me know if you need anything or whatever. I appreciate that. But again, we're good. We've gotten my air conditioner fixed. We have a huge tree that we've got to have taken down, and we've got that tentatively scheduled. So once we get those taken care of, then it's just a matter of saving up money, continuing to sell cards, and hopefully paying off my student loans, or maybe my truck, depending on how it goes. And then I could up my budget and kind of start over. But I'm still going to be buying. It's just a matter of when I find something that I want to add to the collection for the right price. So I'll go ahead and wrap it up at that. Like I said, this has been a long one. I appreciate all your support. If you're still with me and you're not subscribed, if you would do so, I would appreciate that tremendously. I'm hoping to maybe hit 2,000 subscribers this summer, which again is just a mind-boggling to even think of, because I'm just a goober sitting down in my man cave rambling aimlessly about baseball cards. And anybody that knows me personally will tell you my tagline of on this channel, I'm just a dude who loves to talk about baseball cards. Like, that's not just a tagline, that's me. Like, that's how I am. I can talk about cards for hours and I love it. And that's why I'm part of this community, to have an outlet, to be able to talk about these chunks of cardboard with pictures of dudes on them for whatever that's worth. So please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and as always, I appreciate your support. I'll try to be better about getting videos out. Over the summer, I'm hoping to get 2 or 3 out a week. We'll just see how it goes and what all I have going on. We're going to have a trip down to Texas coming up soon to stay with my brother. So it's going to be a busy summer. I'll be prepping to become a biology teacher, getting all my classes and stuff lined out that I'm going to teach. So I'll be doing a lot of studying this summer for biology stuff and a lot of prepping. So I'm going to be busy, but I'll do my best to, at a minimum, get 1 out a week, but I'm hoping to get 1 or 2 more out than that. So we'll see what it brings. So again, as always, I appreciate the support, and until the next one, I hope everybody has a good one, and I'll talk to you later.